Hey guys, it's Sarah and I'm going to start a new series on my channel. So this one is, I'm not sure how long it's going to be honest with you, but it's something that I think I want to go ahead and start and maybe see if it can progress over time, which I think it probably could. And this is an idea that I got while I was watching a video from Lindsay's Little Library. I will leave her channel link down below. Please go check her out. She is so incredibly sweet, and she and I have very, very similar taste in books. So if you like things that I'm reading and I'm talking about, definitely go check her out because she reads very similar type of stuff, and I'm getting a lot of suggestions from her and I'm giving her suggestions in return. So I would definitely go check her out. She does not have as many subscribers as she deserves. So please go and check her out. She's super, super sweet. So I was watching one of her videos and it was called The Great Book Sort, I believe, where she was taking all of her books on her shelves that are unread and she was sorting them and organizing them and going through them and purging some as well, just things she wasn't interested in anymore. And as I was watching her video, she said something that really struck a chord with me. And she said, that I have this book, I've read from this author before, I thought they were just okay, so I'm not going to continue on with this author anymore. So she was getting rid of some of that author's books. And a little light bulb went off in my head and I was like, you know what? I'm in the same position with that same author. I've read a couple of her books and, was a little bit on the fence and I'm not sure. I have some of her other books. I'm just not sure if I want to continue on or not. I'm not super excited about it. And then I thought about, what if I start a series on my channel where I give this author one last shot? So last call, basically, is what I'm going to call it. I'm going to do a last call for this author. I'm going to pick one book of the ones that I own and I'm going to read it. And from there, I'll make a decision on whether or not I want to continue reading from this author or not. So basically, I will pick the one book that I'm the most interested in. I will read it. If I enjoy it, then I'll give her another shot. If I don't enjoy it, then I'm going to immediately unhaul all of the books that I have from that author, whether I've read them or not. And as of right now, I do have 3 authors that I can consider for this series. So that would be definitely 3 videos and 3 chances. I don't know how often I'm going to do them. I think over time I can probably add more authors to this as I'm going. I'm also going to be choosing authors that I have read multiple books from already. So not just, oh, I've read one book and I'm not 100% sure. Like if I've read 2 or 3 of their books and I'm still unsure, then that's a problem. I'm also choosing authors that I own multiple books from. So at least 3 or 4 books that I own that I can go ahead and unhaul if I don't want to continue with that author. To me, that would make it very worth it. And for my videos, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the books that I have from a specific author. I will talk about why I'm on the fence about that author, and then I will go and read whichever book I choose, and then I will come back in the same video. I will review that book and I will let you know whether or not I'm going to continue on with this author or if it's going to be their last call for me. All right, so the first author that is going to be a part of my last call series is Emily Giffin. Now, Emily Giffin writes, I guess you could call it adult contemporary. I would say new adult because a lot of hers are kind of, they could be like in their 20s, sometimes they're in their 30s, it depends. So I guess it's more adult than new adult, and it's not, there's no big sex scenes or anything in it. So it's not risque, but it's contemporary for sure. And with Emily, I have read Something Borrowed and Something Blue, which I loved both of those books. I remember reading them when we were in Tucson and I flew through them pretty quickly. And I actually owned both of those, but then I unhauled them after I had read them. So I don't even own them anymore. So I guess I didn't love them that much enough to keep them. And then earlier this year, I read Baby Proof and I did not like Baby Proof at all. I gave it 2 stars. And that book made me question whether or not I wanted to continue with Emily Giffin or not. Now, I do own these 4 hardback copies that I got at Bookman's when we were in Tucson because they were cheap. And I think the one and only I ended up getting here at Goodwill. But the only thing that's going to break my heart if I get rid of them is that this is a signed copy. But it's okay. It's fine. Now, I have these 4 books to choose from. I have Where We Belong, I have Love the One You're With, I have Heart of the Matter, and I have The One and Only. Now, I also own First Comes Love, which is her newest release. I actually got approved for that on NetGalley. So what I'm going to end up doing for this one is I'm going to read the one that's on my Kindle, First Comes Love, because it is a NetGalley book and I do need to read it in order to review it. So I don't want to end up, maybe reading this one and then not wanting to continue with Emily Giffin, but I still have to read one for NetGalley, because if I get it from NetGalley, I have to read and review it. That's a commitment that I made. So I'm going to go ahead and do First Comes Love on my Kindle and read that one and make a decision from there. And I'm thinking also that's her newest release. So, she's building herself as a writer. So if I read that one, her newest release, where her writing should be a little bit more developed, maybe a little bit better, if I don't like that one, I'm definitely not going to like these. So that's kind of where my head is with this one. So I am going to go ahead, I'm going to read that book on my Kindle, and then I will come back here. I will let you know what I thought, give you kind of a little mini review, and then let you know whether Emily Giffin is going to be an author that I read from the future, or if this has been her last call. All right, guys, so I am back, and I started reading First Comes Love on my Kindle, and I DNF'd it. I did not enjoy this book. And it was interesting because when it started out, I enjoyed the first couple of chapters. I thought they were interesting. There was some good conflict going on, and something big happened, and I was like, okay, this is actually kind of starting out strong. I'm a little surprised. But as I continued reading, it just went and by the end, when I was done reading, I don't know, I couldn't stand it. And it was because of the characters. And normally I have read books before where I didn't love all the characters, or I didn't love any of the characters, but the story kept it going and there was an element of mystery behind it. This one didn't have that. This one, all of the action happened in the first couple of chapters and I enjoyed that. And then after that, it was just these sisters who are doing nothing but fighting to a really, really bitter point. And I didn't understand it. And it really, really bothered me. And they both did things that really bothered me and annoyed me. And I didn't feel empathy for either one of them. I thought they were both terrible. And as I was reading it, I was thinking to myself, this is a 400-page book. If this is like this the entire time, I'm not going to be okay with that. So I actually went on Goodreads because I was considering DNFing it. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to stick with this book or not. I don't know if I want to. And then I went to Goodreads and read a couple of reviews and realized, okay, I'm going to DNF it because it seems like this is how the entire book is, and I can't. So that was a big sign for me that Emily Giffin is just not going to be an author that I read from again. So I am going to be unhauling all 4 of her books that I own physically. So these are all going, and you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I am okay with that because if I don't like her newest release, I'm not going to like these either. I guarantee it. And a lot of people on Goodreads who didn't like First Comes Love were saying the same thing. They were saying, I really enjoyed Something Borrowed and Something Blue, but since then I haven't enjoyed anything that she has written. And that's the situation I'm in. I really enjoyed those 2, but then the 2 that I've read since then, no. And I just have a feeling I'm not going to be sitting through 4 books if I'm not going to be really thoroughly enjoying them, and I'm not. So this is my last call for Emily Giffin. I am going to be unhauling her books, and I will not be picking up any books from her in the future. So unfortunately, Emily Giffin and I are breaking up. It's official. All right, guys, so that is the end of my first edition of Last Call for Authors, and I will definitely plan on doing these again in the future. I'm not sure when. I might maybe try to do one every other month or so. So I probably will skip September and then maybe do one again in October and give another author one last shot to convince me to continue to read their books. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know down below if you guys have any questions, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day. Bye.